Oh my God, you are such a pussy, dude. Do you want people to talk about your appearance or not? Who cares if you don't know that fucking? Look, you got to look what I talked about. That's the reason I sold tickets at the Funny Bone in Pittsburgh, because I said I fucking shit my pants on coke.
Exactly.
Not because I'm funny. Some people like, and this is not. Are we on? We probably are on. Wait, watch it with Dan. He says he records everything.
Broadway, Danny Roy.
It's how he took down Rance Previs. Rance Previs? I don't trust his.
How's your volume, Joe?
Sounds one.
Good. Check.
Give me a little more. I can't hear. I mean, not the volume, not the overall. You just put my headphones up a little bit.
Are you the Vinny Brand of comedians? You can't hear.
How loud do you have to put his headphones when he's
all
here?
the way up, and then I can be right. Vinny's our friend. Well, actually, he's not hearing this, I guess, but I'm worried about him. He's going full deaf, which is good for Levy's act. He can't hear the cheese doodle on your balls bit, which of course indicates the end of the set, which means I'm going up. I followed Levy at Zany's in Vernon Hills, Illinois, or was it Zany's in Nashville? It was a club that ended in Annie's. And I follow Yucko the Clown, who brings up sexual toys, and Levy, who does the blue cheese bit.
Right.
Okay, I'm drunk off my ass. I slipped on the blue cheese. I fell into the black dildo. I'm laying on the floor next to a black dildo with blue cheese. It looks like a black dildo money shotted on my fucking face. I look like Don Lemon on a Thursday.
Missed that one.
Joe, nothing.
Swing and a miss on Don Lemon. I don't know who that is.
Well, that's not funny. I mean, right?
I love when Dan goes, oh man, how does he not know Don Lemon?
Dan loves when comedians fail.
I know he does,
including me. He doesn't
go, oh Joe, you should. He just goes, oh.
He's insanely judgmental on comics, and when one is dying, he loves it.
He does.
He rushes in with news. Like, did you hear about Dan Hatterman? I think he's got leukemia. And then he pretends to be sad. He goes, yeah, it's terrible. He probably really sucks now. He loves going, it's horrible.
I had to follow a comic tonight who was he was on stage saying he just beat cancer. He was like 21 years old.
Oh, he's trying for the Tig Notaro?
Dude, beat cancer and was fully deaf.
Was it a black guy?
No.
Jig Notaro?
Jig Notaro.
That's what I call Todd Lynn, Jig Notaro.
And I said the crowd was so New York, they didn't give a shit. Like, that he had this much shit that he overcame, and they just still were like, whatever.
Why? You know why they could tell? They're cynical because they're hoping. This guy's clearly hoping Louis C.K.'s within earshot.
He goes, this is so mean, but he had that Lou Ferrigno voice a little bit. He goes, that thing you said about me, can I use that?
It sounds like Rocky.
Can I use that? I'm trying to remember what I said about. I said how New Yorkers are cynical. They probably think it's fake. They're like, yeah, whatever.
Can I use that?
He goes, no, it's fine. Can I use that?
Go ahead, use it.
I'm Lou Ferrigno.
Don't you feel like telling the guy you'll never make it?
No, I think he will. That's a great hook, man. You're deaf and you beat cancer and you're like a 20.
That's what everyone thought about the stuttering comic on Radio City on fucking America's Got Talent. Everyone thought he was going to fucking...
Let's go full negative. You think Pete Davidson's on Saturday Night Live if his dad doesn't die in 9/11?
Now, Pete obviously is a funny guy, but
sure.
I think but what I'll say about this, Lorne Michaels is very into stories like that. Very into it.
But don't you think most of us are? You got to be a cold-hearted asshole to not feel for somebody that has that.
Okay.
But if you have that power that you can do that and it doesn't affect your job, why wouldn't you help somebody? Like if I was...
No. What are you kidding me? No. If I produce the Saturday Night Live and I go, well, let's just stop.
But we should stop.
92, actually there's 92 cast members now, so... Taran Killam.
It's true.
Featuring Wally Collins. Bobo Newhouse. Sheba Mason. Bobo Kardashian. Don Lemon. Pete Davidson. Mike Boschetti. Ed Boschetti. Billy Hoorot. Eddie Donhill, Billy Dicklick, Joe Bibabob, Adam Sandler Jr., Edna Belushi, Frederica Murray, Harry Shearer, Garrett Morris,
Harry Shearer.
Senator Al Franken, and featuring
That's a funny bit.
and featuring Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump Jr., Bill O'Reilly, Dennis Miller Jr., Edna Spade, Kate Spade, and featuring
And then I guess it could go the
Never
other way.
ending.
It could go the other way too, like
page 2 of the SAG book.
where they don't help people. Like they're like not nice. Like one example I can think of is I met Jimmy Kimmel's sister recently.
I met her a couple times.
She's a comedian, and I'm like, she's never been on the Kimmel show. Like, it's just funny.
Well, you know what she's on though? Saturday Night Live.
Jimmy Kimmel's
Sharon
sister.
Kimmel.
It'd be funny if it's just Jimmy Kimmel's sister.
Everyone named Kimmel. Eli Manning. Bob Brady. Giselle Bundchen. And featuring.
And featuring. Dude, that bit will work at the Comedy Cellar.
Michelle Myers.
That's a new bit. New arty bit.
No, it's true. It's like 80,000. And the new band. Fred Armisen. Seth Meyers. Mike Myers. Nancy Myers. Maya Rudolph. Maya Rudolph with your nose so brown. Well, listen. That's it. Joe Matarese.
I'm slamming everybody now.
Not.
I don't think he pulled. I
Yeah,
don't.
how late you going to call tonight to cut this out?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
no, we're not cutting.
What time
We're not cutting this out. I
You
think
hold
Mike-
the record, Joe, for
I
calling
know,
to cut
I
shit
know,
out.
That's true.
There's
Michael,
no record. He's the only holder.
Machete couldn't work the phone.
but there's certain guys
Right.
that you gotta say that you go, this isn't. Is there any, dude? That's what I'm saying. It's like when I watch guys that are doing a job that's one of my favorite comedians of all time. A few of them, Dennis Miller, one of my favorites. You can't compare Dennis Miller and Norm Macdonald to what these new guys. It's not close.
I know,
it's
that's
not
true.
even close.
Well, that is true. That is
It's
funny.
like watching Netflix special and then watching Dave Chappelle's double special.
Right. Well, we're
It's
gonna get a
not
call.
close.
We are getting
it's
a call
not
at 4
close.
a.m.
No, we're not.
Listen.
I don't care anymore.
Listen.
I don't care.
But what if I
anymore.
care?
Well, I'm not saying
I'm
bad
kidding.
things.
What if I call you at 4 a.m. and go, Joe, could you tweet this into me?
If my special was on up against Dave Chappelle's and
It's
you
not
said
gonna be.
mine's isn't as good, I would agree with you. But I wouldn't get 60 million.
I didn't see either one of them. By the way, we're watching. Joe and I have for the last 4 hours. I feel have been doing something that comedians love to do, and that's watch other comedians suck at something. If a comedian would have fun watching another comedian be shitty at gardening, it doesn't have to be comedy. Any activity. If a comedian is performing like open heart surgery and he sucks at it, we'll think it's funny. We'll enjoy it.
I think I said that once that there should be a show that's called Comedians Watching Comedians. Like
Getting coffee.
Yeah. Like
Comedians watching comedians.
comedians getting coffee. Like what was well
we're watching-
Mystery Science Theater style with like comedians just shitting on other
Well, that's what we're
comedians.
doing. I tell you what, we're basically what we're doing. I had a funny joke until Joe hinted his Mystery Science Theater. No. What we're doing is we're watching more successful comedians than us. First of all, Holly Berry's been the funniest thing in all the specials we watch. We're watching Holly Berry and her son at a premiere before the Kevin Hart special. I guess it was a red carpet thing, and Holly Berry took her son to see Kevin Hart. So we're watching that. Holly Berry must have hired a dark-skinned guy.
She's still hot though.
Her
Give
son
it
is
to her.
very
She looks great.
dark-skinned. Joe, the deafening of Joe not laughing at my jokes.
I didn't hear it.
He's so
sorry.
mad.
I didn't
of
hear
course
it.
you don't hear anything. You don't hear anything but the next sentence you're about to say. Like, there's a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong. You've changed.
Did you hear what I said?
Your mind meld. No, nobody hears it because it's the voice in your head. Yeah, you said Halle Berry still looks hot.
Yeah, okay.
Which is a very, very unique observation. I'm sure they'll be writing about that observation. That'll make headlines. Lang subscribers go up 5,000 people because they're all dying to hear the unique description of Halle Berry from Joe Matarese, who says, "Oh my God, this can't be right." Am I reading this right? Joe Matarese thinks Halle Berry still looks hot for her age. First of all, Truist, look at that fuck hair.
She's actually not. She's not towering over him.
Well, she's not exactly Kareem
I was
Abdul-Jabbar.
gonna say she must be like 5 foot tall.
No, she's not that big. I've seen her in person. I met her a couple. Actually, I worked with her once. Got another thing I think I could cut out of. We're watching. The podcast was going so great. I was yelling out all those names as Don Pardo, and then Joe was sickened that I was doing well.
No,
And he goes, or they're unbelievably nice. That's the last thing I remember. And we're watching 4 stand-up specials. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
and I have to get up at 7.
Do you?
7 a.m.
For what? You got a kid? The kid does
2
stuff?
kids. Yeah.
No, I know. I mean, there's
Gotta
something
get-
with
gotta-
Luke.
Luke. Yeah.
You got to get them ready.
get them ready.
That's great. It is. That's really cool. I mean, think about that. It's like, you procreate. That's what you do. You got. I mean, I haven't met your daughter, but
I also have a Mexican coming over to paint my basement.
you're already cheating.
Julio
A Mexican.
comes over.
Now, is he legal? You want a blown up picture of me and Trump? I have a blown up picture of me and Donald Trump golfing. And Eli Manning. But how about Halle Berry, that James Bond movie? She's in that leather bathing suit. Holy living Christ. You remember that one?
Yes, he came out of the ocean.
Joe, I'm talking to you. Joe, are you hearing me?
Yeah.
I'm not talking to Dan. You came over to do the podcast. You listening?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
What movie?
Let's move on. Oh, just forget it. I'm giving your observation. She looks hot in it. She was one that she's never not hot. She was. I was an extra. The one and only time I was an extra was in a movie called Jungle Fever. Me and my buddy Mike DiGiacchino. Well, for some reason doesn't talk to me anymore. But he, great kid, amazing actor, one of the best actors. Not even just because he's my friend. He was in that play Extremities. Holy shit, he played a rapist. One of the nicest kids in the world, and I'm saying that's a rapist. Really, and with a hot chick in there too. He might have banged in real life or raped in real life. Method acting. And I said we're going to go try to be. We should try to be proactive. So we saw in the paper that Spike Lee wanted extras for Jungle Fever in a real crack den on 136 in Lenox. So we go, we get picked, our headshots get picked, and
That's funny.
yeah, our headshots got picked to be in it.
These guys are perfect.
Yeah. Well, they said crack den, And but Deej slept through the picking process, so he had to stay outside 14 hours in Harlem. Black families on the stoop, insanely hot day, are not being quiet for Spike Lee to do takes. In the movie is Wesley Snipes, who I knew from Major League, Willie Mays Hayes. The only way I know him. Sam Jackson, who I didn't know who he was, but he was having a conversation. And next to Sam Jackson, now, okay, I'm next to a guy. Spike Lee's point was white people could also be in a crack den. So he had guys dressed up like executives in suits and shit. I was a white guy in a collared shirt, so that's Spike Lee's big thing. Spike Lee gave us direction. He said, "You got to get CID, crack and do stupid." That's what he said. And my left arm is in the movie when Wesley Snipes goes up. Wesley Snipes goes up the crack den stairs, as we've all done, and makes a left. Actual crack den. He displaced the crackheads. I don't think they cared that there was a movie. I want real. $20 for the whole fucking day in an envelope, cash under the table. Yeah, he was playing by the book. And as Wesley Snipes walks by me looking for his brother, Sam Jackson, who's a crackhead, trying to get him out because his parents are worried, he walks right by my arm. You still see it. I can point it out if we go to that. After we watch the Leather Special, Kevin Hart, Chappelle,
We go to Artie's arm.
Norton, De Niro and Norton.
My left arm.
My left arm by Artie Lang. It stung too by the end of the day. 15-hour day. We had macaroni salad for lunch. A typical. I said that the blacks, they don't know how to deal with macaroni salad. I said you left it out in the fucking sun. I told the guy I looked like Sinbad.
Every normal actor or comedian has a story of the one time they did extra work. You never do it. Did you? I never did. I did it once.
I'm nearly done with my story.
All right. But did you ever do an extra work again? After
No. I said that at the beginning. One time there. Joe, of course, not listening. Joe calls me up to 12. Want to do a podcast? Yeah, comes here not to listen. Then show me 2 specials.
It's really on me on this podcast.
No, because you're not. No, you deserve this.
Do I really?
Yeah, because of the pill
being
situation.
nice.
I'm trying to be. No.
Am I being mean?
No, but you're not. You're being mean because you're being self-centered.
Am I? It feels like you are.
No. Well, it's my show.
It is your show, but I mean, I don't feel like I'm being self-centered.
You like Gino Bisconti one day. Gino Bisconti literally went in here because I was talking and I wouldn't let him talk for 5 seconds. He went, what is this, the Artie Lang show? Actually said that. Now, Gino Bisconti has said an insane amount of dumb things. That's the dumbest. I love Gino. Looks a little bloated on his episode of Crashing. Steroids, maybe. No, he said that. Yeah. So no, I'm saying I'm trying to give you tough love with the pills. You have to change that situation. You have to. Do you not agree with that?
I'm not on pills right now.
Okay. Yes, you are. They're in your system. Like you're constantly on them. You've taken them in the last 24 hours, right?
Which pills are you talking about?
The fact that you asked that question.
Talking Adderall, or what are you talking
The
here?
fact that you're asking that question, though, is a major problem.
Okay. If you think I'd be listening better without pills, I mean,
No.
there's no way.
I don't know. Something would be better. I miss the old
Something would be better.
I miss the old Matarese. Look, if you're a better parent, then that's of course the most important thing. But I think you could sacrifice a little bad parenting. You could be a worse parent and a better listener. You don't think the pills affect you in a negative way on any level? See, I've known you for 23 years, I guess. I'm not saying you're not funny. You're always funny. You're always good at your craft.
There's definitely times where, there could be too much. Maybe I took too much Adderall. There's definite times where because when it wears off, you get nasty, and I've been nasty on it.
Oh yeah, you get that's called coming down off cocaine. It's cocaine.
Yeah.
You're on cocaine.
Yeah.
If you do cocaine, you focus and you have energy and you will do anything. Me and my buddy used to take out. I knew nothing about cars. Neither did my buddy. We were around his older brother's car called Running Free, a Camaro, 1969. He had a painting of Eddie from Iron Maiden on it. We erased it and repainted Eddie 50 straight times. Took the transmission out, made it an automatic. Put it back in. Took it out, made it a stick. Put it back in, made it 3 on the tree. Focus. We ran out of coke, and then we just kept punching each other in the face. But then you need something to come down. So some people use weed, some people use booze. What do you come down with? You have to have something to come down from the amount of Adderall you're on. Booze, you say, right?
Yes.
Take a beer.
Not a lot, but yeah.
Right. Okay. So you listen to what you're saying. You're becoming me. You don't want to do that.
No.
You're becoming me.
No, I'm not.
It's worse. You should see on Tom Shalhoub's show. You're fucking like your neck is. Hey, so I'm sitting next. You're next to some guy from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, with a beard. That's sweet Joe. And you were being funny though. I'm sitting here at home. I'm sitting right here where I am now. I'm sitting. This is my friend Joe. I feel terrible. He's becoming me. You're becoming Mitch Hedberg. You're becoming Lynn Shallcroft. So so real quick, my story's done in a second. You can tell your extra story. I said to the guy next to me, Sam Jackson was with a broad who's also supposed to be a filthy crackhead.
Right.
It's a 19-year-old Holly Berry. I never saw her before in my life. Picture you 10 feet from a 19-year-old Holly Berry. She's supposed to be a filthy crackhead. I said, I feel like I know Spike. We've been here 10 hours. I'm going to say, that's not working. She's the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life. We both want to jerk off to the crackhead. Sam Jackson, who got his first break when he was, I think, 71 years old. Old guy. He looked like a filthy crackhead. Everyone else looked like I quite frankly, I was 19. I looked like a crackhead. Halle Berry was smoking. Oh, my God. You couldn't crack her up for anything. I was cracking up. Even Chris Rock looked like Pookie. Pookie looked cracked up when he steals that turkey. Well, it's terrible. So Sam Jackson trivia. Right before he gets a break, right before his first big movie, he's waiting on the subway to go to an audition. About 40 years old. His fucking leg somehow gets caught in the subway because he was too next to this thing. A train drags him down the entire subway stop, and that's why he has a limp. You know, like crazy walk he has. That happened the day before he got the audition for some big. His break. He got a lot of money from the city in a settlement.
What?
He was a millionaire by the time Pulp Fiction came out because he sued the city. His leg got caught in the subway on his way to an audition, and you see how he walks. He's got that weird walk. That's from a subway thing. His leg got caught and dragged him all the way down.
Holy shit!
Imagine that. You go to now you're rich, and you're like, fuck it, maybe I won't go for that. So anyway, guys, when were you one time?
Well, I don't have a story about.
I wanted you to be an extra in a beer league. I offered it to you.
No, you didn't.
I offered you a part in beer league.
No, you did not.
No,
You got
an extra part.
No, you didn't.
You just sit in the background.
I would have went. I did not. I did not get that offer already.
I would never make you fucking extra. No. So what happened? Were you an extra? You were an extra in a big movie?
I was an extra in a movie once, but I've told the story on your podcast before a while ago. But
Are you insulted that I don't remember one of the 4,000?
No, I don't want you to remember. I didn't want to talk to you about. I didn't want to bring up a. I didn't want to bring up an extra story.
Well, I didn't want to bring up fucking Amy Schumer special. I mean, listen, I'm catching shit. I mean, am I doing something wrong?
You're not catching shit. I'm not.
What other friend do you have? What other friend
you.
can you call at 1 a.m. and go, I want to come over and talk? All right.
I didn't do that.
All right. Is that? Am I not being accurate? And what happened?
I'll tell you the story, but I don't remember segueing in saying I got a story about being an.
You said everyone. You said everyone has a story about being an extra. I was, and then I said I'm not done yet.
No, I said everyone has a story about being an extra and then never wanting to be an extra again.
Right.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Like I was trying to make a joke.
Why don't we just not air any of this?
No, it's fine.
Now, go ahead.
Did you ever do extra work ever again after that?
I said no.
Okay. So I was an extra in Mickey Blue Eyes with what was that British
Jimmy
actor?
Caan and Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. Yeah.
Right.
There's the last scene.
Yeah.
Of that movie.
Are you the black hooker that blows him?
is shot in Central Park, and there's a helicopter shot.
Right.
Where I guess they make out they kiss at the end of the movie, and then a helicopter does one of those pullaways where they scroll.
I remember that because I saw it in the movie theater with a chick. Go ahead. I remember this. Go ahead.
Well, at the very end of that movie, it was my only time ever doing extra work. I was there with this other comic, and
what's the other comic's name?
And his name was Mike Coleman'sberger.
Oh,
I love that. It's funny that you're laughing because he changed his name to Mike Coleman.
To Amy Schumer.
To Mike Coleman. like 15 years into his comedy career. I go, dude.
Did you hear
should
the
have
joke
an
I
out.
made?
Amy Schumer.
Okay. Why did you barrel through that? Is it jealousy? Go ahead.
So I made fun of him. I'm like, why would you like?
You think you changed the name because you made fun of him? You think you were the first guy to make fun of him?
No, I said that you should have 10 hours of jokes about your fucking long ass name.
Well, maybe he did.
He didn't.
Well, he's going to tell you at the extra shoot at the fucking helicopter?
No, I used to. You
hung out with him.
I was friends with him.
Should we know to do spots in the city? How come I don't know him?
Is
that a long time ago?
Yeah, back when
When's Mickey Blue Eyes though?
Mickey Blue Eyes has got to be at least 15 to 18 years old.
Right.
So I remember because we were told when you do extra work, they tell you don't look don't look at the camera.
Right.
And we were doing the exact opposite.
Right.
To try to get in the movie. So we're literally pointing at the camera, and it made it. I don't know how if you go watch, it's the very last shot of that movie.
Right.
You will see me with some weird fucking half long I'm in a band hairdo.
That's all right.
And
I I remember that.
We're pointing at the camera going, hey, is that Hugh Grant? We actually are mouthing, I think that's Hugh Grant.
You can see that. You can see. First of all, you never.
You
told
can't
the story.
read our lips. Thought I did. Well, we point at the camera and we're in the end. And I remember my parents went. They went to see a movie and then they snuck in to see the end of Mickey Blue Eyes to see if they could see me.
Well, that's nice.
And out loud they go, "That's our son!" in the theater.
That's nice.
Probably the nicest thing they've ever done.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were happy to say. I've been in entire films. I'm one of the co-leads. My mother doesn't go.
He's my son.
My mother called me at 10 minutes in the Mystery Men and said, "Can I go now? You're not in this anymore." She called me. I was in L.A. She called me. I'm on the set of the Norm Show. She goes, "Can I leave now?" I go. Where are you? I'm in Mystery Men. You told me you're just in the first 10 minutes. I'm like, I guess. Quite frankly, I left. I doubt Ben Stiller saw that movie. God, Ben Stiller hated that fucking director. Oh, Christ. I think you're getting 20 mil.
Can I segue something in?
You have a story about working with Ben Stiller?
Well, this happened to me two nights ago, and I should have texted you now that I think about it.
Try to text me every night.
Because I went to a red carpet for a movie, and I had never gone to one of these before, and I wasn't in the movie,
right?
And I'm like, how do you dress when you're not in the movie, but someone says they're going to put you on the list?
Wait, you were laying down red carpet, installing red carpet?
But it connects with all the coke you were saying because the movie had a lot of coke in it.
What do you mean?
The movie was.
What do you mean connects with?
You were talking about coke a second ago, Hal. You got to.
You don't have to. You need that brilliant of a segue. On this podcast, you can just go, all right, I got a different story. We'll piece it together. No, but no. So what did you do? So you were on red carpet for what?
So I interviewed Chuck Wepner on my podcast.
Oh, you were doing okay.
Now Chuck Wepner was the Bayonne Bleeder.
Actually, my buddy at a house party when we were 17 fucked a chick from Bayonne on her fucking period. We called her the Bayonne Bleeder.
Oh God, are you serious?
Absolutely. She was on her period. She wouldn't fuck him. I'm on my period. She was from Bayonne. We were at a diner laughing for 4 straight hours because we called her the Bayonne Bleeder. And she had Chuck Webner's nose.
That's great. My prom date was from Bayonne. I swear.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Senior
Cherry Hill to Bayonne. Where'd you meet her?
I met her at on a school trip.
Oh, you didn't take a chick from your high school to the prom?
No, I think I got dumped by my high school girlfriend, and then I ended up contacting this girl I met at on a school trip, and she said, "Yeah, I'll go with you."
You called Bayonne,
and my dad. I didn't have my license. My dad had to drive me to Bayonne to pick her up.
You're a player, dude. Bayonne is like, that's a clear state away.
It really was.
It
about
is
an hour and
Bayonne.
20 minutes.
Did she have the Bayonne? Well, yeah, the Bayonne Bleeder recorded.
She looked just like Naomi Watts in this movie.
Naomi Watts.
Naomi Watts plays his wife in this new movie, Chuck. It's called Chuck, and Liev Schreiber plays Chuck Webner.
Oh, it's based on a real story.
It's based on Chuck Webner.
They did that movie, right? It's called Rocky.
Yeah, well, yeah. That happens in the movie. They have a guy play Stallone and the whole.
They picked you, Chuck.
Yeah. So it was classic because Chuck Wepner after the podcast goes, "Well, you want to come to the red carpet? You can bring your wife. I'll put you on the list. Right. You're gonna laugh." So I'm like, I don't know how to dress to go to a red carpet. I'm not really in the movie. Am I really in the red carpet, or am I just going to see a movie? Like, I don't know. So I say, fuck it. My wife and I get dressed up.
Are you in the movie?
No, we're not in the movie.
Do you realize you thought longer about what to wear for a movie you're not in than I ever thought about movies I'm in?
That's great. That's great.
I didn't go to the Elf premiere because I had a bet on a Jet game. My girlfriend Dana was dressed to go to a movie premiere, as big as a movie premiere gets, Elf. And and I said, listen, the Jets are on and I have a bet on the game. I said, you can go. Oh. The only person you're allowed to fuck is James Caan. Don't come back here and tell me you fucked John Favreau. You fucked Jimmy Caan, it's fine.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to walk up, and when you're fucking him, call me. I'm going to go and listen. Hey, Sonny, your father wants you. So what did you do? So you went to the premiere dressed as, how'd you dress?
So I had a shirt and tie on, dress
Steph
pants,
go?
shoes. Steph had a dress on.
So Steph went. That was nice.
Steph went. We hired a babysitter. We took the train in. It
You're
took
like a
fucking
couple who's not in
forever.
show business.
Yeah, we go. dude, we realize that the train takes longer than we think it's going to take. So now we have to grab food at Grand Central Station, and we show up at a red carpet with I have a slice in a bag, and my wife has a burrito in a bag.
Better. That's Chuck Webner's fucking movie.
Yeah. So then when I walk up to some black guy with a headset on, and I go, I'm on Chuck Webner's list. And he goes, okay, you need to go up to the
I'm on Chuck Webner's.
Yeah.
That's not. It's like Schindler's List.
What was Tribeca Film Festival?
This watch was another life. Chuck Webner's List. This nose ring was another life. These gloves was one more. I was one more. I could have got. Says one more. I says life. I says. I'm losing consciousness. This was one more life. The list is life. Chuck Wepner's list. More. So let me show you how to make. Let me show you how to make a pot. All right, make me a hinge, jerk off. I'm sorry. Pick you, Wepner. Out of every scumbag in Bayonne. Out of every hemophiliac in Bayonne. Was it a documentary?
No, it's a...
Who played Chuck Webner?
Liev Schreiber.
Oh, he's a great...
He was unbelievable
Was
in
he
the
good?
movie.
Now
Yeah.
I want to... I'm dying to see this.
You will like the movie.
Naomi Watts? Oh, first of all, does Chuck Webner have a wife that looks like Naomi Watts?
She might have been when he met her because she's this kind of a hot Italian woman. You know, she looks like straight out of Goodfellas.
I heard she was black.
No, he hasn't.
Like Naomi, she was from Watts.
Gaffigan's in the movie. Jim Gaffigan
Well, see,
has a
he's
part in it.
Busy since the show.
Michael Rappaport's
Does,
real good in it. He plays his brother.
Does Gaffigan play a guy who talks a lot about mayonnaise?
He talks about cake and mayonnaise.
I don't know where he talks about a hot dog. Hey, Chuck. Did you ever have you know what you should put on your eye? A hot pocket.
Why are you doing that?
That's pretty good. That's good. What? Yeah. So that sounds like a great film. I see Liev Schreiber makes it legit, and I'm interested in Chuck Webner.
So this was also I go to typical me. I go to the
Typical you.
I go to the will call. I go, yeah, I'm on Chuck Webner's list. I'm holding that bag of stupid food too.
Right.
And
Stupid food.
She goes down the list and goes, you're not on the list. And I'm like, no, maybe he spelled my last name.
You're going to
wrong.
Auschwitz.
Yeah. She goes, no, I don't. You're not on this list. And I go, come on. I go, it's maybe he spelled my last name wrong. Let me look. And she goes, no, you're not on the list.
Oh,
you
my
gotta be.
God.
I'm all the way there. I'm not on the fucking list.
Ugh.
Now it's even worse. I see Chuck Wepner on the red carpet, and
Maybe it's red because in case he's bleeding.
yeah. And I start yelling his name like everybody else was. Like, you know when you watch the Oscars, you see all those idiots going, hey!
Yeah. I never watched the Oscars. I'm straight.
So I'm literally going, Chuck!
Right.
Chuck! He's
With
not
food.
even looking at me. Then I see Chuck Webner's wife, who
Where's Steph?
kissed me hello when I met Chuck Webner at his apartment.
Where's Steph though?
Steph's like 20 feet away from me, like just standing by. I put the food on a little table and she's just standing there. Like she would have rather just left and gone to the movies.
Well, why not? You should have just went anywhere and told her it was like, how about good luck, Chuck?
I probably should have. So Chuck Wepner turns a corner from the red carpet, and I go over to the corner, and I'm like face to face with him now, and I go, Chuck, Joe Matarese, I interviewed you on my podcast. And he just goes, yeah. I go, I'm not on the list. He goes, the Mike Tolan, the producer, made me shorten it. I had to cut you off the list. And I go,
terrible.
So then he goes, he looks left, looks right, and he goes, follow me. I'll get you in the green room.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'm like, holy shit, now I'm going to get in the green room. I go, let me grab my wife.
Yeah.
He goes, he doesn't say anything. I turn to grab Steph. I turn back. He's fucking gone.
Well,
He's in the
movie.
green room.
Yeah.
He's exactly how in the movie, that's what the movie ends up being about. Is this
getting
guy is obsessed being the real life Rocky.
Right.
He's doing coke and just being a fucking shithead in the whole movie.
He got arrested, right?
He goes to jail,
Yeah.
and then they shoot lockup in jail, and he doesn't even want to talk to Stallone because he's still kind of like angry with him.
Yeah. I met him a couple of times. He tells that story with everyone, and he's been trying to get that movie made forever.
10 years, he said.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of scripts they didn't accept.
That's great. Leave Schreier, because I heard he wanted to play himself for a little while. He was delusional.
Well, the true story, and it's in this movie where he auditions for Rocky 2 and is acting so bad that Stallone can't give him a part.
That's right. Stallone was kind of nice to him, right, for a while.
Yeah. And he settled out of court and gave him money.
He gave him money. Yeah, he felt bad for him. Why not? I mean, you know how much money Stallone made from Rocky? I mean, if it's based, and it's kind of based on his life, you know?
But I went to Chuck Wepner's house. I mean, unless he must have some
Does he live in
cash.
Bayonne?
He lives in Bayonne, an apartment. It's very not, it's just.
So he lives in an apartment in Bayonne. Your theory is he has cash?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't, is what
I thought you
unless
said
he's using it somewhere else, and he's like,
He could be.
I don't know what's going on, but I mean,
Got a big nose.
He got $100,000 for fighting Ali, but that was in '75.
Yeah, I'm sure that's still all right. Yeah, I got the last of that $100,000 from 40 years ago. I bought Hawaiian shirts and blow.
Well, like you and I were talking before we started the podcast, because I was saying 10 years, and my wife's 10 years younger, and in 10 years is a huge difference. She didn't understand in the movie when they're going to watch a closed-circuit boxing match in a movie theater. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh, that's the old days. That's how you Hagler. I remember Hagler. Every Hagler fight I watched like that, the closed circuit. And it's in danger of breaking every time you see it. The Hagler-Hearns fight, called the best 3 rounds ever by Bert Sugar. Yes, Bert Sugar, who's one of the best renowned boxing guys, best fight ever. He goes, without missing a beat, he says, Hagler-Hearns, and it's only 3 rounds fucking long. I go to see it closed circuit at a hotel in Belleville, at a Sheraton, Belleville, New Jersey, part of what they call the Pasta Triangle. Bloomfield, Nutley, and Belleville.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was called the Pasta Triangle. Belleville is technically where Joe Pesci's from, the north side of Newark.
Yeah.
Silver Lake section. And, okay.
I used to live in Nutley. Little
Oh,
drop.
right, you know that, yeah. And, okay, so he goes, it starts. Fucking 2 seconds into the fight, the closed circuit thing goes down.
What?
You got 100 Guidos with Italian hot dogs and beers. This fucking nebbishy looking guy who looks like Rance Priebus trying to fix it. If you know who Rance Priebus is. So he's trying to fix the thing. He can't fix the thing. Fix it, jerk off, fix it. Everyone's got a bet on the fight. They paid $50 getting it. Throwing hot dogs at the guy. I can't fix it. Finally fix it. It comes up. All over the screen, you see Tommy Hearns on the ground like this.
Are you serious?
2 seconds into the fight, he fixes it, and you see Tommy Hearns getting counted out on the canvas. Just all fucking discombobulated. 9, 10, you're out.
Holy shit.
We missed the entire fight. You know how long it took to see a fight after that? There was no YouTube. You couldn't Google it.
Yeah.
I didn't see the fight till last week.
That's
I finally saw it. And it is the best. I don't know much of a boxer feel, but those big time boxing things before, I'm not a UFC guy. Those big box fight night. I used to go with my old man. We'd watch it. You're right, the closed circuit thing. That was part of being the early 80s.
I'm trying to understand exactly what is comparable to closed circuit now. Like what is
nothing, right?
Well,
but what was it? What was the procedure with closed circuit? It's not like DirecTV. It wasn't like a cable signal. Like what was
It was okay. That's a good question, and I don't know the answer to it. But what happened in between for you young fucking kids who think the Scottish guy with the tattoos in a missionary position on the UFC fight is as good? It's 2 fucking black guys in sneakers, and they're not allowed to kick. They're fully dressed. They got socks. They got sneakers on. They're not like 2 fruits with bare feet. The yellow bare feet.
Can you
They
imagine
stink.
2 boxers wearing low tops?
They're not like this, running around, prancing around. They're 2 fucking men. Marcus of Queensberry. They got the fucking gloves on. And the first round, the Hearns nails him with a couple of rights, and fucking Hagler has the jaw of a monster. That's why against Leonard, Hagler could have gone to a wedding. He was ready. He looked fine. He was the champ. You got to take it to him. Hagler's fucking face is bleeding. That just got to matter. The second round is a great round. Third round, and I'm with my old man, and it's the best thing ever. Hagler hits him with a right. And Tommy Hearns had a glass jaw. That was the fucking big thing on him. He hits him with a right like this, and my father yells out, "He's on Queer Street." Now this is rewatching it. This is on tape because we didn't see it at the fucking hotel. We're watching it on tape, and he goes, he's on Queer Street. And because we knew he was going down, that was the problem. We knew he was going to lose. So there's an aerial shot. This was the advantage of seeing it on the rerun. An aerial shot. You see Hagler's on one end of the ring. Hearns on Queer Street is on the other end of the ring. I guess Hagler's on Heterosexual Boulevard. And he cocks his arm like this, Hagler. Runs across the Hearns runs across the fucking ring and just fucking punches him in the face. And he goes down. And and that's what we saw. When my father yelled out he's on Queer Street, we knew the fucking ending. Anyway.
You know what's funny is if you get off this, if you're ever on the subway in New York City and Times Square,
yeah.
Have you ever been there where there's a
Dan works there.
There's like an electronics store, right, where the 1-9, the NR, where they all meet there.
It's called Blow a Guy Circuit City.
But they always run greatest knockouts.
Yes.
It'll just be on.
And that is fun.
And there'll be like 200 people watching just fucking greatest knockouts.
Well, let's
hilarious.
name them. 5 greatest knockouts.
Well, when you were just talking about greatest fights, I have a memory, and I don't remember who he was fighting. Was Vito Antifermo fighting somebody?
Marvin Hagler.
Nah.
Hagler and Antifermo had 3 of the best fights ever on Wide World of Sports.
Okay.
I know because Antifermo was a longshoreman. I worked with my last 3 weeks at the port. Artie, you meet Vito? I go, you Vito Antifermo? He goes, yeah, he was a longshoreman.
Was he really?
He might still be a longshoreman, but on the you remember on Wide World of Sports on ABC?
They would show recently.
Now you might be right too, though, because he fought Arguello. The Arguello Pryor fights. There's 2 of them. They're the best ever.
It was somebody from Trinidad. I don't know why.
It's Alexis Arguello then.
Is that who that is?
I bet it is.
You might
There
be
was
right.
a Felix Trinidad.
I remember just a fight. It was literally a fight that was like Rocky 2, where there's no defense. It's just all offense and pounding the shit out of each other.
All right, well,
for 15
Arian Barkley and
rounds.
Roberto Duran is like that.
Yeah.
Both Arguello Pryor fights. Who the fuck?
I was gonna say that Pryor guy.
All right,
would
it's
just go at it.
Marvin Hagler. I bet it's Marvin. I bet it's one of the Hagler fights because Antifermo won 1, Hagler won 2 with him, and Antifermo looks like he's just. I mean, he looks like he got cut up. In debris from underneath the fucking.
I think it might be Antifermo against that Pryor guy.
Aaron Pryor. Aaron
Yeah.
Pryor was not a Trinidad guy, but watch the second. Is it the first or the second Arguello where Pryor's trainer gives him a mysterious bottle? They don't know what it is, and to this day they think it's peppermint schnapps, and that made him.
What?
Yeah.
How's that going to help you in a fight?
No, because alcohol it gives you a jolt for a little bit, and then you crash.
Right.
And that's what they think it was. Peppermint schnapps.
Can you imagine being fucked up boxing?
I got him to win the fight. The black guy says that his trainer goes, he's giving him the bottle of water, and he goes, no, the black bottle, the black one, that one there. The guy goes, no, we're not. Give me that one. They're not used to microphones. I mean, the old days, nobody was on tape.
Right.
Motherfuckers. Best knockouts. I'm gonna go with. When Ali got knocked down by the first fight when Frazier fucking knocks him down, man. That's the best left hook. My old man used to say it's the best left hook he ever saw. But I'm going to go with the Hagler-Hearns knockout just because of how funny it is. You got one of the best punchers ever taking a running start, and you're, just vulnerable. Well, I mean, how about the Jerry Cooney, Ken Norton? 50. You guys don't know. Dan,
I used to
Dan
love.
just lied.
I used to love. He was my favorite boxer growing up.
How did
Great White Hope.
Cooney beat Norton in about 51 seconds? It's the most vicious. You could YouTube it. I don't know how I'm describing it. You can YouTube it. YouTube it. I mean, but I just want to know about the lies. I'm going to call you out on it. I call you out on it every time. Like, why? What does it matter if you? Well, you guys know anything about boxing. Name another knockout.
Well, there's a ton of Tyson knockouts that were amazing.
What's your quick? The best one ever?
The Spinks one. I mean, is great because it's so fast.
There's a better one though, and I don't know what round it is.
Better
Are you doing
one.
it, Dave?
Yeah, it's there.
Trevor Berbick and
Trevor
Tyson.
Berbick and Tyson.
Tyson is that's the one where Trevor Berbick can't stop falling down. He gets up and he literally keeps. Well, let's move on.
Who was the guy?
What do we know? What do you know?
Who was the guy he had the bar fight
Let's
with?
talk about hook rugs.
Who was the guy he had the bar fight with after the fight?
I know you're talking about, but I can't remember the guy's name.
Was it the British guy?
No, Frank Bruno, no.
Not Frank
It
Bruno.
was a very Harlem black guy. What the fuck was his name?
I remember him.
Okay, watch this. This is unbelievable. Watch what Cooney
I
does to
remember
get
a
Norton.
comedian having a funny bit about that fight.
Was it John Curlermaker?
Some guy who's not even in comedy anymore, but he had a funny bit about that guy being on the news with his eye all shut, calling.
Is it
calling
John
Tyson a
Curlermaker?
pussy.
Look what he does to fucking Norton. Oh.
Can't see it.
Wait. You gotta go back. It's that fast. What do you guys know about hook rugging or something? Do we really know? Oh God! Fucking Norton's last fight, man.
Jesus, he's just taking shots.
Look at that last. Ooh, that last left.
Dude, he looks like he's got
Look at him.
brain damage in the ring.
This is before he shot Mandingo. Shoot it. Do it again, then. I want to see it
Again.
This is what set him up
That's
for Holmes.
51
Everyone thought-
seconds in.
The Holmes one. When Holmes gets knocked out by Tyson, it's pretty good. Watch, he hits him one left, and then he's on Queer Street. He doesn't stop punching him. Watch his face snap.
Oh, it was that
Look
one.
at him.
Ow!
Oh,
the neck.
Oh, the last one. Oh, the last one. The ref doesn't know what to do. Like,
Look at his face. The Queer Street is exactly
Cooney.
what he's on.
I know Irish. The racist Irish trainers go, just keep hitting the black guy. That's what they say. That's what they fucking say. This was his leather special. Trevor Berbick Tyson, Danny. Put that in one more time, and then that's a delay. I'm trying to think of the guy. That guy was hilarious in the press conference when you're talking about that he beat up outside the ring.
Yeah, that was what the comedian's bit was
What
about.
was he talking about? He had a big.
His eyes all completely closed, calling Tyson a pussy as his eye was closed.
You know what? Robin Givens was tougher.
Was that who was it that Tyson fought when he was going? He was making little woman noises every time I snapped his
Trevor,
whip.
watch Trevor Berbick. Watch.
Okay.
This is what happens. Berbick can't look at him.
Got up fast.
Okay, one punch. Boom. But he can't stop.
Dude, no one hits harder than Mike Tyson.
Look at him. Okay, gets up. Okay, he's up one time. All right, then he goes right back.
Just
He's
dazed.
got the 10 count, man. You ever get hit like that? Jesus. Okay, here we go. Well, yeah, that's what Tyson was before he came in with that.
Oh, that uppercut.
Right. If you get hit in the jaw. Oh, look at
Oh.
him. Okay, now he can't. He's trying to get. This is terrible.
I love when boxers are chewing on their, when they're just chewing on their mouthpiece.
Watch
It's over. Holy shit! He's mad that he can't. His legs don't work.
Right, he gets mad.
He's like, my fucking legs.
And then he has to
I'm
stop.
fine.
The
It's
ref
my
has to
legs.
stop him. The ref's like whispering in his ear, it's fine. You're going to be a bouncer at a strip club. It's fine. It's over. You guys don't remember that. You can't be boxing fans. I don't remember Berbick. Tyson Holmes. How about the fucking punch he hit Larry Holmes with? See, I could do this now. I could do this all night. Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes. I was at this fight. I was in the upper deck.
really?
It's Atlantic City, upper deck. And I heard it like you heard his neck snap in the upper deck.
I've never seen professional boxing live. Always
That's
wanted to
worth
go.
it. It is worth it, man.
Never
To
gotten-
see those guys that good, man, do it.
It's like there's no fight. Where do you even get a chance to go to a boxing match anymore? They're
Nah.
never around.
And the guys aren't as good as they were. That's the only one. I saw Tyson. I lost all the money on the Tyson Holyfield fight, and then I lost the. Well, that one when Holyfield knocks out Tyson, you got Holmes. He's gonna hit him with a right hook and a fucking jaw.
Oh, Holmes.
This is when Holmes is over the hill, though.
Yeah.
And Tyson said, "Look, in his prime, I couldn't have beat him," and he was right with that jab.
He had the jab.
Right, that's how you beat him.
Holmes had that jab too. I mean,
That's how Buster Douglas beat him.
What's
And
the-
Holyfield, exactly. Same
no,
fight.
what's his name? Who were you just talking about? Who fought Not Holyfield. God, I'm a fucking idiot.
Larry Holmes, right?
No. Who you?
Buster Douglas.
Hearns
Hearns had a reach, man.
because he had the reach.
And then he was able to come down with this fucking thing. Boom.
yeah.
I'm trying to think what other great ones.
All those
Thriller,
Duran,
they were
Sugar
great.
Ray Leonard fights were amazing. When Leonard would
Well,
throw those flurries in the final 30 seconds of every
I
round.
hated that.
You hated it?
I hated Leonard.
Oh, I didn't.
That wasn't Duran. That was. No, you're right. But he
Roberto
did that
Duran.
against Hagler, and but after
yeah,
the
that
fucking
too.
thing, the second one Duran quit. That was the no Moss one. You got it, Dan?
Here, this is Tyson Holmes. Here it
Right.
comes. It should be.
He hits him with a right hook. That's like insane. Did I go right to the knockout? Because it's 4 rounds in here. I want to watch the whole fucking thing.
Wait, what round are we at here?
I think it's the 4th round, I believe. In fact, I remember that.
I love that it says Larry Holmes versus Mike Tyson Holmes.
Where is that?
No, it didn't.
They don't show the knockout?
No. Round 4.
Yeah, round 4. I don't know why I remember that. My buddy's old man won 120 grand playing craps, and he made us all fucking go. So he wouldn't get beat with taxes.
We lost Artie. We lost Artie.
There we go. Boom. Oh.
See ya.
it?
Yeah.
He's unconscious.
Watch.
One shot.
Boom. Boom.
Oh, there it was.
That fucking thing.
It goes out, around and up.
No one thought he'd get beat, man. Robin Givens pussy took.
Yeah.
You always wonder. They,
Best knockout, Barbara Walters, Robin Givens interview.
Larry Holmes fell backwards on his head on top of getting hitting in the face. Full plow by Mike Tyson. Are we still doing the podcast? Is it over? Did it end?
No.
We're still going. It's going to be an editing masterpiece. All right. 1 a.m. I have to be up at 7. Who will it be now? Who will it be now? Why do I have Men at Work in my head? Did we tell the end of it? I guess we did. The red carpet stupid thing with Wetman.
Oh, what is
You're
it?
not getting me in. Then we got in. I don't think I told that
Okay,
part.
right.
I ended up getting in. After I went back 30 minutes later. I don't think we got to that part.
Okay. Well, where's
It's nothing amazing. I'll just tell you about the movie. I mean, the movie.
I don't
But that's boring.
Actually, it's one of those things where, like, I know the story, but I'm still interested in seeing it. I
Yeah.
love the story. I mean, in him.
I didn't know. I knew he went to jail, but I didn't know he was
He
bad.
got set up.
He was bad on coke and all, really bad,
He got
doing
set
tons
up.
of it.
That's what happened. He
Yeah.
got set up by these fucking the Fed.
And I didn't know he was like kind of an asshole and didn't even know his brother had 2 kids. Like, there's a scene in that.
Well, that means some of the. Are we back on here? Yes. This is insane non sequitur. We're back talking about, Joe went to the Chuck Webner movie, and, for anybody under 80, Chuck Webner was a guy who got a shot against Ali in the 70s when Ali was at the height of his fame and went the distance, I guess, right? Ali never knocked him down, that type of thing?
He went 19 seconds from making it the full
Right,
distance.
almost went
He
the full-
just missed.
Almost went the full distance. And, I mean, it's literally a street fighter, and Rocky is supposed to be based on that.
Yeah.
And he ended up suing Stallone, got some money because Stallone felt bad for him. An odd story where a guy suing a guy, they're not really enemies.
Yeah, he said he's still friends with him.
So you ended up getting into that premiere with Steph.
So we got in, watched the movie, and I had never been to one of those where the actors go up and talk before and do a quick Q&A. And then, more than the actors, I mean, no one was really even asking the actors questions. They were just asking Wepner and his wife questions.
I think that's what that's for, like basically to get access to him because
Yeah.
he's an interesting guy.
And Liev Schreiber said he likes playing dead people a lot better than playing guys that are alive and ex-prize fighters. Like,
I thought he likes fucking dead people too.
was he dating Naomi Watts?
They're married.
They're married now?
Divorced
Or they're
now.
divorced already?
Dan knows all the relationship news.
They didn't.
He does because it seems to be next to the sports in the paper. He knows every gay fact. Like, they're dating. They met doing Phantom in Boston. They were both in the chorus. And what? Yeah, they did the Pirates of Penzance in Detroit, the road company, and they were both cast as extras in Lethal Weapon 4. And then they just got a divorce. They have 2 kids. One might not be his. How do you know that? Well, well, come on. You don't know that? No, nobody I know that's straight knows that. Look, it's right next to the sports section of the paper, and I glance over. Okay. That's the excuse every time.
Right next to Ryan Seacrest getting the
Right there you go.
job.
Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest is dating someone, and she's very, very shy. Supposedly she has some sort of Tourette's, but they're serious. They say this with serious. I don't know. And she's a friend of Rob Kardashian's. And she's the one who supposedly told Kardashian to start a sock business. And, what? What do you mean how do I know that? Well, it's right next to the sports section. I was reading about Monday Evening Football. You know Monday Evening Football?
Monday.
Us guys watch it. It's in the book, Men Are From Venus. The guy, Norm used to do a hilarious bit about the effeminate guy who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are... And that's what he says. He goes, he's always a little off. We men watch our Monday Evening Football. And, we like our sandwiches. And we're like, go, go, go. And we're like, the Jets are in the World Series this year.
There's a similar...
Sounds like that guy's from Venus. Go ahead.
It's funny, there's a similar situation there's this famous video when you have a kid, like everyone has seen this video where the guy is telling you like everything you need to do with your
It's called
kid.
Chuck Berry Pissing
It's
in a Whore.
called, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's called...
When You're Married.
The guy did like a couple of videos and they're fucking huge. Huge. And the guy's so effeminate. And he's telling you what to do with your newborn baby. It's hilarious.
Rick Steves.
Rick Steves. I'm trying to remember the fucking guy's name.
Did you ever hear Rick Steves talk?
Oh, yeah. Well, you guys...
Dan, Dan
I
didn't think he
remember
was
that
gay.
one.
Dan didn't think he was gay.
Yeah, he's very gay. He seems gay. I know guys that aren't gay that seem gay. Because I know there are
You
guys.
don't know what the explanation for that is? They're gay.
You think?
Yeah, of course they're gay. No, but Dan's the only person who seems gay who's not gay.
I know a few.
No, there's no way he's gay. Because who could not be attracted to me? Never once come on to me. Actually, did you have gay guys come on to you, Joe? Ever?
Ever in my life?
Because,
yeah. Not
Now,
a lot.
how you had to react to that? What do you say?
I had a guy who cut my hair in L.A. that would just...
Without asking you? That is a fucking
Yeah,
shitty move.
that is gay.
That's
When
a
they
punch.
start
Whether the guy's
keeping your
gay or
hair
not,
cut.
that's awful. Aldo, you're my barber. I like it to practice.
He would try to convince me that maybe I am gay and I just
cock
don't
was a
know
lollipop?
it. He would try to say that.
What would you say?
He would go, man.
You say you're gay, you
Maybe you just aren't. You don't know it. I mean, how do you know if you haven't done it? I mean, he would like try these tricks on you.
And you don't know it.
Yeah, he would go, I go to these bathhouses in Palm Springs and they're really very relaxing. And how do you know you're not gay? I mean, maybe you should go to a bathhouse.
The problem is, if you find out you're not, it's too late and a lot of therapy is necessary. I guess I'm not, and can I have a napkin? I guess I'm not, and do you have anything for an infection?
I guess I'm not.
I guess I'm not. Do you have any soft toilet paper? Yep. I was right. Looks like I'm not. And do you have one of those things a taxi driver uses on his for my car? One of those bead things?
It's funny. Another thing we were talking about before you started recording, I think the show is on HBO. It's called Insecurity.
Right.
Is that what it's?
I don't know.
It's a show. It's an all African American based show.
You mean work security?
And my wife, my wife was telling me that her sister told her to watch it, that it was really good and it's pretty funny, right? And she goes,
Do they have any security?
You actually, it's funny because my wife's going, you actually learn, like there's a lot of things that it's like
You learn how to
about
de-arm security.
how black people are, like things you didn't know. But
Things you didn't know about black people?
well, in the show, this black woman, she's single and she's dating this guy, and they're on like their third date, and she goes,
Does her kid or date?
date, and she admits that she had hooked up with a woman.
Right.
And the guy goes, "Oh, that's okay. I get it. I still, I'm still interested in you." He goes, "I actually was with a guy once."
Right.
And she dumps him.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something.
She can't handle it.
Let me tell you something. It's the most unfucking real show ever. No fucking black guy goes, "I was with a guy once," out loud.
Ever. Well, then that Moonlighting movie's all about that.
There is no... Yeah, right.
Did you see it?
Yeah, because guess who made it? Hollywood. Guess who made it? The guy who ripped the card out of the guy's fucking...
Artie thinks there's never been a gay black man.
No. There is. They just don't yell it out in public.
Oh, well, the movie he's hiding it.
Guido Italians and black guys are the most homophobic groups of people.
Well, that's what the movie's about, him hiding it in the hood. He's not allowed to come out.
But he told the woman that.
That's a different show. I'm saying in Moonlighting, he's hiding.
Wait a minute.
In Moonlight. I called it Moonlighting.
You just said Insecurity.
Yeah, I said that, but then I mentioned the movie Moonlight. That's what it's about. It's
No.
about
But you told... Who's having the conversation? He says to the woman, "I was with a guy."
Oh, in the Insecurity.
Right. That's what I said. That doesn't happen. A black guy doesn't say that to a woman. Ever. Because she's going to go... she'll shun him. Because she's going to bring him home to her brother.
Maybe in the new millennial world we're in now, it's different.
Go to Detroit and try that. Yeah, I was with a dude. Yeah, I'm sucking dick left and right.
Right, well, that's why she can't. She dumps him because she's that way. She's like, "Fuck you,
Yeah,
no way."
Exactly. That's why the guy would never say it out loud. Would never get to that part in the black community. That's like a Guido. Picture the biggest Guido. You going? Yeah, I fucked the dude. Let's go to your place. Oh yeah, you were with a broad? You see, this is what the liberal HBO is trying to tell you, that the gay women thing is just like a gay man thing. Like they think, no. A black guy goes, "You were with a chick? Oh, that's hot. Guess what's hotter? I was with a guy. Bye." No, that's not hotter. It's completely different. Either you're gay as a guy, a woman with a woman, that's fucking hot. And a guy doesn't hear that in the black or the Italian community and go, "I was with a guy." Really? This is my brother. He's going to beat you up with a fungo bat. I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying that's what it is. But HBO goes, "No, your sexuality, listen, you're the same thing. It's the same thing. You're just as sensuous as a man. You can wax yourself. You can Daniel Tosh it up." Daniel Tosh, every time I put that show on, he's covered in Vaseline. And he's trying to fit through a hula hoop with a midget in a Wonder Woman outfit. I'm like, I thought he made fun of fucking shit on the internet. Tosh taking a few liberties in the writer's room. Well, guys, now that it's a hit, guess what I've always wanted to do? In the background, you could be making fun of a video. I'm going to be here in the foreground with cowboy boots on and petroleum jelly all over my body. All over my body. And then we're going to see what Tosh.0 is really supposed to be about.
What's the line? He's on Queer Street?
Down on Queer Street.
He's down Queer Street.
More like Broad City. Of course, that's the biggest hit ever.
So you're saying Daniel Tosh couldn't last a round with Ken Norton?
No, what I'm saying is, for some reason, he's covered in Vaseline a lot. Like his ass is known as the Tosh Pit. I read that. Dan's very offended by this. His favorite part of Tosh.0 is the Vaseline part. That's another thing. Don't you think, as a comic, talk about a beach ball coming in. He's got a team of writers searching the internet for funny shit, and then he's got to roll his eyes like Greg Kinnear on Talk Soup. Greg Kinnear works his way into a fucking Nicholson movie by rolling his eyes at the fucking Jerry Springer show. Who can't be funny doing that? Give me a break. What's the matter, Joe? You're not supporting my anger?
No, I was just thinking of
I have the next thing to say.
Comedy Central.
Why is that?
That's what that show's on, right?
What?
Tosh.
Yeah, but I'm on the next thing, man.
I know, but I was thinking that someone was just telling me there's a new show on
Yeah, but
Comedy
that's
Central about guy doing Donald Trump impersonations.
Right, there is. It's
Is
funny,
it good?
The guy's, I don't know, but that guy's hilarious.
I heard he's hilarious because
He's
I
on
met.
Tom Shalhoub all the time.
Is he?
He's the guy who's on Tom Shalhoub. He was on the show you were on.
I went to a party with my wife to meet friends of hers, and there
First
was
of all,
a couple there who produced it.
What a great life you're leading. What's all these invitations you're getting?
I know.
Red carpets?
This wasn't a. This was just a woman that is. My wife mentors her, and her godmother happened
What
to
do
be
you
there.
mean
And she's
mentor?
in show
She wants to do what your wife does, or she wants to do?
Yeah,
Oh.
she just got accepted into a graduate school program, and we went over there and met her mom, and
It sounds
and they
torturous.
wanted me to meet this couple that were in show business, basically.
Oh.
And the woman worked for True TV and was telling me about this show and that they were friends with him, and he's a improv actor.
Very funny. Trump. It's the best Trump.
That's
I've
what she
seen.
said, that the guy's so quick-witted and great at improv.
Yeah, well, and it's like it's one of those impressions, like it's not dead on, but he hits every funny trait like in a real great way, and the timing is unbelievable.
Funnier than Alec Baldwin doing Trump.
I don't think Alec Baldwin's funny at all doing Trump.
Oh, really?
I
I think
really
it's pretty
don't.
funny.
No, I don't think it's funny. I think
No.
it's very like over the top bad. You could tell he was at like a party at Lorne Michaels' house in the Hamptons, and all of a sudden, like, did you see Alec? Did you see Alec doing Donald Trump? Alec, come here. No, come here. Drop the wine. Yeah, Alec from 30 Rock. Alec, do the Trump. You have to do it for Paul Simon. This is Paul and his wife. Paul wrote Sounds of Silence, which incidentally is what we're hearing a lot on the show. Go ahead, do your with the lip thing. No. Well, Daryl, as you know, went crazy. We can't have him. And the other guy, Fred Armisen, does it, but I think he's colored. And we're going to have him do that. So you got to do that on the show. Have you seen Larry David's Barry Sanders?
Barry Sanders.
Larry, do Barry Sanders. Oh, is he the running back? I'm sorry. Larry Sanders. I'm sorry, Larry. Is it Larry Sanders? No, I'm sorry. Who's the guy who ran? Bernie. Larry Sanders. Is it? Do your Gary Shandling. It's not Larry or Barry Sanders. Do your Adam Sandler. Yeah, that's great. So we're gonna have no cast members on the show. We're gonna have stars that I know from my Hamptons white party. Puff Daddy, he's invited to the white party. He's not white, but he wears white. You know the theme of that? Yeah, it's a very waspy thing. I'm a Jew trying to be waspy. I'm an Atigan scat wearing a waspy shirt. Joe just refuses to laugh. He's so mad. Like, why don't you laugh at that? Like, I mean, just do me a favor. Like, you know how hard it is with dead silence. I'm working, I'm sweating here. He's like, I refuse to laugh. He's thinking of his next thing to talk about. What's another special I could tell her about? Who else sucks in their special?
Who else?
Who else sucks in their special?
I'll tell you a couple that I heard were really good.
Should I laugh at you or no? I mean, I was laughing at that Webner story, that fucking marathon.
I'm not. I don't.
I'm sorry.
I'm not telling funny stories.
Why?
I'm trying to.
Well, why would you do that?
I'm trying to tee up stories so you can add funny things to them.
And then what am I supposed to add the laughter later with you?
No, I'm just. I give you the details.
Dan is fake laughing.
I give you the details.
Dan fucking fake laughs. He fucking breaks a sweat over there. Been fake laughing at me for 2 years now.
I heard Neil Brennan's special's good.
That must be great news for Kevin Brennan. More good news. More good news, Kev. Neil's special's also good.
You might hate the concept. Have
What,
you heard
it's the
like-
3 microphones. I saw it in
yeah.
Montreal, yeah.
Oh, how was it?
It was very funny. When I saw the 3 microphones, I'm like, oh, God, this is going to be terrible. And then he's really funny. It's really smart, funny shit. It's really great. And Orny Adams had to go next, and Orny hated that I was laughing. Hated it.
He did a short version of 3 microphones. Is that what he did?
No. You mean he just the material was just the microphones had nothing to do with it basically. It's just a different way to present stand up, I think. And
Yeah. But I heard-
my note to him, as a matter of fact, I sort of told him this right after I fucked my maid. I told him this. I said that he's the first person I told. He's the first one I saw in the lobby. Listen, I'll
Really?
get to your bit, your set, which was great, but I got a better thing to tell you. I fucked my maid.
That is
Let's just
legendary.
forget about your 3 microphones. No, I said basically it would be hilarious just with one mic. Like the material was great, is my point.
Right.
And so that's why you laughed. But Orny Adams was so funny. Orny's set was great too, but he was so mad that I liked Neil. Like I don't get it. Like this is the 3 microphones. I mean, we've seen this. Wasn't there a guy in the Comedy Store who did this years ago? Like this side of your brain, isn't this hacky?
Steve, or yeah, there was a guy.
There was a guy.
Jeff Martyr.
Jeff Martyr, isn't he around? What about John Hocklesor, who was an extra with Joe? I knew him.
Mike Holmensberger.
Doesn't Mike Holmesburger know I'll get him a bus if he needs it? Is he from Cincinnati? Where every city I'm getting a bus. Does he know that? That's a real chat. You're laughing at Neil Brennan.
I heard one of the microphones that he didn't do comedy in it. That one mic was actually like he would tell a serious thing. Is that wrong?
I remember laughing. There was one that was like, again, it was, the note I would have is, that's almost hacky, that part of it.
The mics.
But what destroys that is the insanely good material.
Right.
Like it was really smart, funny stuff that you'd expect from a guy like him. And he even says it though. He goes, "I'm worried about the 3 mics," but I guess that blows it away. And look, you remember it too because it's 3 mics. Whether I guess maybe it seems like it's something to make it stand out. But I could be totally wrong. You're right though in the sense that I think there was a more serious thing, which is why. I mean, look, it's clear that they grew up in one of those Irish houses where there's a lot of fucked up shit going on.
Maybe did he do like a one-man showy kind of?
There was, actually, you're bringing up a good point. The microphone thing might have been so he could present a serious side of it.
Right.
But that is definitely what he did. But it always ended in big laughs.
I'm going to do one called No Microphone.
Well, I wish we did it with this. Okay,
silent special.
Speaking of which, that's like I think that Jerry Seinfeld should buy the comic strip on the Upper East Side and just have a Porsche on stage in front of a mic, and that's the special. And he changes the color of the Porsche. How about the fact? How does Seinfeld wake up every day in Manhattan in February? And reading the paper that there's homeless children dying of being frozen, like literally homeless children freezing to death in front of the Jackie Gleason fucking Port Authority statue, and he's got 14 acres of garage on 67th Street for his different colored Porsches. I'm sorry, but I'm judging him for that. I'm judging him for that. Well, I've got to rehearse the coffee show. No, you don't. He is an asshole times 50, Jerry Seinfeld. I met him once, and I was on stage at the Gotham, and he popped in, went to a spot, and I guess Artie was on stage too long. And someone said, "Hey, can I get a picture with you and Artie?" And he goes, "No." I go, "I'm not dying all over myself down fucking." If he doesn't meet Larry David, he's opening for Dom Herrera this weekend.
That's so true.
Do you hear me, Seinfeld? I know you listen. Seinfeld is a no talent, in my opinion. Everybody's up his ass for this fucking coffee show. Comedians getting coffee? How about comedians getting cocaine in a car? I saw the one he did with Howard, him and Howard. Two unbelievably successful guys. Howard was a blast on it. Seinfeld says, "What do you want to eat?" He goes, "I'm going to have boiled water and a cashew nut." Because if Howard eats too much, he gets that big wide ass. Looks like a rosebud. So that must be pleasant to be around Howard after he has sex and he's got.
So you don't like that show?
What Seinfeld? Why? It's the marriage ref without the comedy. That's what I mean. If instead of Larry David, he meets Tom Papa.
It's true.
He's opening for me next weekend at the Borgata.
You know what?
I like Tom Papa. I'm just saying that Seinfeld, Larry David, look what happened after. Curb Your Enthusiasm is in its 18th year. And Seinfeld is still doing his shit act. We're still hearing about what annoys him about skiing.
I actually thought it was kind of interesting when I was talking to Chuck Wepner, but because I didn't realize this until he was talking about it.
I'm busting your chops.
That a boxer has this similar situation.
How do we actually get back to Chuck Wepner?
Because it connects with
the Seinfeld thing?
Yeah, because he was putting an entourage around yourself, and if you get the credit for the win because you put a good team around you. Whereas Wepner was saying when he got the shot to fight Muhammad Ali, he got the best trainer, he got the best cut man, and I made him explain.
But it still could suck.
Cut man. Because you don't realize if you're the Bayonne bleeder how important it is that you have a fucking good cut man.
Don't you think you should call later and ask to cut this out?
No, but
he has to cut all the interesting stuff out.
But you don't think like that? Yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, I said I had a thing about Ray Rice punched his wife in the elevator, and they got married. I actually went to the wedding, and I said he had a best man, she had a cut man. So I was trying to get a laugh out of it.
I'm just thinking of other things where someone else. You don't meet them, and now this thing isn't as great.
Abbott and Costello. Right? What about that? Would you watch a show called Abbott Meets Frankenstein?
Was one of them more...
Costello meets the killer?
Did one of them write more of the material than the other one?
Neither one of them wrote material. It was written by those Jew writers who Leonard Stern. But I'll give you an example. Mick Jagger. Well, okay, but... So the point is that's a unique situation where there wouldn't have been a show. Is my point. Seinfeld never would have had a sitcom. Right. It wasn't something that would have been better. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, the way they met, is unbelievably interesting. On a train station, they're 20 years old, and Keith Richards actually is late for his train, which makes sense. And because of that, runs into Mick Jagger when they're 20 and sees blues records. And starts a conversation with him. And if Richards makes the first train, they might have the Rolling Stones. That stuff's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think my point is that it's usually the other way around, where the comedian is the strength. Like Ray Romano and Phil Rosenthal, I think they're both talented guys, but Ray Romano I think probably would have found the guy eventually to do that story because about it. But all that comedy you find, because you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, is mostly Larry David. All that shit, the quirkiness, the about shrinkage and not there's anything wrong with that. All those classic things. The soup Nazi was somebody Larry David knew. It's more the writer, I think, in that situation.
Well, yeah.
And Seinfeld became a conduit for a guy who couldn't even act. Literally mouthing the other actors' lines. Before he knew to say his.
Yeah, it is crazy.
And he's a scumbag. He sees a fellow Jew's wife at the Reebok Club and goes, I want that Jew.
It's true.
And he just takes her.
Dated a high school girl before that.
Exactly. Shoshona Big Tits.
She's hot as hell. She's one of my favorites of all time.
Shoshona Big Tits.
Love her.
She was she was a Cherry Hill goddess, right? Because of the Jew stuff.
She wasn't.
She had those big Jewish tits.
Yeah, huge.
I went to high school with a chick who had big Jewish tits, and she was Catholic. They're known for that. You know what? I'll say it. I said tits. I like her. She's such a classy person. Her name was Toby. Unbelievable body, and she dated my my friend Al, who's a Spanish kid. Built exactly like Shoshana Hochstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hochstein.
Shoshana Hochmeyer, who was Joe's friend, that was an extra. Yeah, and Seinfeld just took her. I want the 17-year-old. I don't care about the laws of the land.
Yeah, she was engaged, right?
Right. I don't care about statutory rape. I want her because I'm Jerry fucking Seinfeld.
No, I mean with the girl that he married.
Right.
Yeah.
They were engaged.
Yeah. She was engaged.
And the guy went crazy, too. The guy was such a broken-hearted guy. Comes from a lot of money. The theater people own theaters. Needlemeyer.
I got another shitty situation on Seinfeld. Remember when Seinfeld was making his documentary, Comedian?
Yeah.
There was another comic who was making a documentary.
That was me!
Trying to film at the Cellar, and Jerry had a problem with it. And they made them shuttle their cameras, and the girl's boyfriend almost beat the fuck out of Seinfeld. Do you remember that situation?
No.
It made the news.
I don't. That would have been great.
It was in the Post.
Listen, I wanted to, my idea was to beat him up.
Big Italian guy was gonna kick the
Wait,
fucking shit
was
out
it?
of him.
No.
I know that it was a girl comic that you know. If I said her name, you would go, "Oh yeah."
Felicia Hammersmeyer? Wait, she was doing the documentary about herself? A guy was doing it.
She was doing a documentary, and this guy she was dating at the time.
Sue Costello.
No, I'll tell you off the air. But it made it's definitely was in the New York Post. It was a big news story, and they made Esty was like, "You got to shut your cameras off. You can't film in here." He's looking it up. We'll be right back with more Artie Lang.
So what were we going to say? You can't say that name on the air? Why? They get sued? 25 years ago.
Oh, it was in the. I mean, it was.
I don't say it. We're not live, but nobody listens to the podcast.
Half Italian.
Have you ever had anything
half
with-
Italian girl.
Half Italian.
The other half,
Black?
yeah.
Mulatto.
Remember her?
Yeah. No.
Girl comic. No.
No,
I
what
remember
was
she
it?
was dating somebody who owned a comedy club.
Oh, wait. I hope it's not someone I thought was all white. I actually made out with. No, I don't know. With Francesi? And she was married to an Italian guy?
I don't think she was married to him. I think they
I'll
were
just bleep it,
dating.
Joe, I'll just bleep the name.
Lisa Lampanelli?
Well, if I just said half black, half Italian girl that stand
First of all,
up,
Joe,
and he doesn't know
we're
her,
acting like we're on the radio. Just say the name. It's like we're talking.
do you remember her?
No.
Oh, she's a half black girl comic. She's been around forever.
And she was half Italian?
Yeah, kind of cute.
That's why. Did she start the pizza? Because it tastes like a half black guy.
She had like blondish curly hair.
Well, I know it was curly. you could have left out the curly. Blondish. It was blondish, sort of like her hair was taking a nap.
And her documentary was very good.
What's it about?
She had
In a
like
comic no one remembers?
she actually had like a nervous breakdown at the Aspen Comedy Festival, and that's how the movie starts.
Join the club. Norm went to get oxygen at the Aspen Comedy Festival because he couldn't breathe, and he said to the guy, "Anybody else been here?" He goes, "Just you and Ronnie Dangerfield." With a straight face. I gotta tell you, I can't breathe out there. That's where I ruined that. Peter Principano said, "You did the direct opposite thing we came here to do. You came here to get in good with HBO. They now hate you." I didn't know. I was talking to the head writer of Sex and the City. He was sitting next to Sarah Jessica Parker. I should have got that hint. I walked her and all the writers because I said, "I smell dick. Did you burp?" to Michael Patrick. And your wife must have farted. And I didn't know who they were. They got up and walked out.
It was who? Neil Patrick Harris?
No, Michael Patrick King. Oh. Did I say Michael Patrick Harris? I think I said Michael Patrick Harris and Barry Sanders. Once again, my finger on the pulse of show business. Now, Michael Patrick King is the insanely gay. Very talented, though. He directed the Sex and the City movies. He's like the, he's the guy.
He's the
guy.
Yeah.
He's the Larry David.
Surprised you were ever in a movie again.
No, what, has he got that much juice in movies?
No, but I mean, the gay
This
community
was
does.
2004. This was 2004. I was on Howard. And, I kept making money for Howard, so you forget. That's true, though. It was hard to get. The movie work dried up. Motherfuckers. No, but he laughed in this hyena-ish way.
The funny thing is you're on HBO now.
That was 10 years ago. But this was 2004, Aspen Comedy Festival. The couple regime switched over. But Sarah Jessica Parker stayed because she was friends with Caroline Rhea, who was before me. Laura Keitlinger had to go after me. I destroyed the room. Couldn't take a hole out of it. So it's like the Peter Principano comes back. Sarah Jessica Parker steps over me. She's congratulating everybody. Great job. Lighting people. Good job. Good job. The lineup was Caroline Rhea, me, and Laura Keitlinger. There's a show with a similar crowd. And great job. Stepped over me. Purposely did not say good job to me. And said to Caroline Ray, great job. Walked out and like with a look on their face like fuck you. And Peter like kissing her. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. Sarah, how you doing? It's Peter. Sarah Jessica? Sorry. SJ? What the hell did you do? I think we might actually have to leave town early. They own this town. It's their festival. You might not have a room tonight. He was so scared.
Oh my God.
I said maybe they'll talk about it. And Jack Black was dating Laura Kite. She was all mad at me that I destroyed the room.
Oh, I thought Laura Keitlinger was gay. I guess not.
Well, she was dating Jack Black. I think that might have been,
Fake?
No, but I think she tried everything. That's the thing about gay women. Like, I think they can more than guys.
Right.
Try
to...
Yeah, right? That doesn't make sense? I mean, you point that out, all of a sudden you don't get a job on HBO. No, so afterwards, but you're right, HBO... Sam Simon, who I thought was my friend. Hey, Sam, you down there in hell? I'm still here. Hey, Dick Lick. You taking off your blue eyeliner, you fucking asswipe? How's the devil's cock taste, Sam? Hey, did you tell him you helped draw the Bart Simpson character? That was a great anecdote I heard 8,000 times. You trying to pick up some fucking goth chick who wants to fuck somebody else on Teen Wolf? Hey, did you give a $2,000 pen to another chick who has your initials? That's the quickest I ever heard Norm. He used to go to the Playboy Mansion all the time, Sam Simon, and he gave there was a smoking hot, one of my favorite playmates of all time, Stacey Sanchez. If you Google her, she's insanely hot.
yeah, I see.
You know who she is?
Yeah.
Okay. Sam Simon, Stacey Sanchez. He had a pen that was like $4,000 with the initials SS. He would give it to chicks who had the same initials, trying to pick them up. So he gives it to Stacey Sanchez, and he's telling us the story, and she won't fuck him. So he gets mad. And she asked for the fucking pen back, and Norm goes, he goes, yeah, so I said, can I have the pen back? And Norm said, and she went, no, I gave that to Shannon Sharp. Oh, that was perfect. You remember that? You fucking prick. I hope you can't take it with you.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Let me see.
I remember her.
Yeah. Is that Sam's pen in her ass? Shannon Sharp, by the way, an African-American wide receiver.
Was he married, too, on top of it?
Who's Sam?
Yeah.
No, he got married to this other chick I met. He really treated her like she got an annulment. An annulment. Mental cruelty. Ooh. Yeah, I think he made her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's hot, man. She's one of the hottest ever.
Wow. You don't see her anywhere.
I hurt my dick. Well, that's the thing about Playmates. Think about it. Think about Playmates. What happens to them? They all disappear. Think of one. Pam Anderson and a couple others. They became famous. What happened?
Jenny McCarthy.
They marry rich guys. Like she's probably married to a Saudi Arabia sheik. Hefner was a pimp. Like Tattaglia. He could never outfought Santino. Yeah, I gave that to Shannon Sharp. I love it. Yeah, so he pitches a show back when we were friends to HBO after that incident. And he calls me up laughing because he loved the evil, negative shit. He goes, Artie, did you do something to HBO's Family or something? Like, what are you talking about? I'm pitching an animated show. It's almost a go. And they say, what do you think about talent? I go, well, for the lead, I'd like Artie Lang from the Howard Stern Show. And there was a pause. And they said, we think Artie Lang's an ogre. And he goes, it's the first time I ever heard someone described as an ogre. For young kids, that's what Shrek is. But in real life, they're not as friendly as Shrek. They don't talk in a Scottish accent like Mike Myers. Yeah, that's what they thought of me for a long time. It was a gay woman who ran HBO. Oh, but then the Coppola regime, they still don't like me. But Judd says to put them on a show. That's why I improvised cocksucker. And they were mad because it sounds negative. I said, where you grew up, it wasn't negative, cocksucker? Well, people do that, and they have fun doing it. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, they're called women. That joke didn't go over. What a giant thud with that one. That was a thud. That was a thud appetite. All right, what you got any plug? We got the special coming up, right? I'll come.
May 12th.
Yeah, May 12th. And where is that now?
It's in Philly.
That'll be a lot of fun, man. Now are
the
you
poster's wrong.
That's right. Based on the Rocky thing.
Yes, and it's
Give us a good show, Joe.
Helium Comedy Club.
At Helium, which is a great room. I played there before.
2 shows.
I tell you what, very low ceiling.
Very important in show business to be phony. I really believe that.
Right.
Very.
Has it worked for you?
No, I'm not
You're
phony.
not phony. That's right.
I'm very bad at it.
But that means you're a good person.
I guess it does, but I don't know when that comes as a good move.
Nick's bad at it too. Nick DePollock, and I tell him it's a compliment. Nick can't even meet somebody halfway. When we had that show at DirecTV, you know, I'd be fake laughing at an executive, really working hard. And you hear the sound Joe's making? That's what Nick was. Yeah, I looked over at Nick. Nick had. I'm fake laughing at an anecdote about this guy's kid's christening, I look over. I'm fake laughing, slapping the floor as if I'm watching Sam Kinnison's first 10 minutes on Dangerfield. And I look over at Nick, and Nick has a look on his face like he's watching someone rape his cat or something. He's watching someone beat his grandmother with a salami. Hey, Nick, did you hear that? He's got twins, and the one kid didn't want Aerosmith at the bar mitzvah. No? The one kid thought Liv Tyler was the lead singer. Nothing? Nick, wait, are you hearing this? You're not hearing it? He said he's going to sue them, and his daughter's name is Sue. No? Nothing? He took his wife waxing, Nick. Are you hearing this? And she also used wax paper. And the guy had a lazy eye? No? Nick, the guy's dentist. The guy's dentist had the ether where he thought the olive oil was. Because he has a restaurant attached to the dent. No? Nothing? Nick, you want to get lunch or something? Yeah, that's good stuff there. That's good stuff there, Mr. Bernstein. We got the show up. I'd like to talk about Obamacare. I'm going to punish Joe by never stopping them. I'm never going to end the
podcast. Keeps going.
I'm going to have to make him do something rude to leave. And
should I plug my GoFundMe that everybody makes fun of?
No, I plug it. Go make fun of me.
GoFundMe.
Go make fun of me.
What?
Nick, go make fun of me instead of GoFundMe. Yeah, it's good. I love puns. Yeah, dude, go make fun of me is the best thing ever. So GoFundMe. Now, you find after doing my podcast, does anything improve in your career? Like you get one more follower on Twitter? No, because no one listens to this.
No, you got a lot of listeners, but a lot of them
they don't follow you.
You know,
don't follow me.
Have heard me on your show, or they already
do they mention
they
it?
already follow me.
Do they mention it?
We have a lot of crossover fans.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they mention it. Yeah, like I tweeted that I was coming on here, and they're like, "Oh, I love when you come on Artie's show," and then they're
really,
like,
I don't get that. No, of course they do. That's why it's like, but inadvertently, how weird is this? They fixed me.
You're better.
I was trying to fix Joe, and a great thing happened. I fixed Artie. So what's the GoFundMe?
Well, you know, it's people can make a donation to help. I'm self-producing this comedy special.
Right.
I don't have I had investors on my last one.
Right, my cousin.
And I sold it to CISO.
My cousin was
Is he your
investor.
cousin?
Well, you know, he used to be. Until he got married at the family.
I thought he was just friends with your aunt. Really?
They were friends.
They're not friends anymore.
Until he got some bad investment advice. No, I did, I actually invested some time, and Joe doesn't know this, but I invested some of my own money into the special as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
No, you didn't.
I did.
Shut up.
I absolutely did. And yeah, I did. And all I wanted back was to meet Chuck Webner. No, how about this? Figure out how much, like through research, you can ask a media company who does research on ads and stuff in the radio, how much money you could possibly get from plugging GoFundMe on my podcast, I will double that figure if you never plug it again. No, well, how much do you think you need? I consider. By the way, I've never considered doing this. I'm thinking. Norm asked me. I had dinner with Norm in L.A. Last time I was out there and saw him, and he was thinking about GoFundMe, like Dirty Work 2 or something. I said, I don't know, but like, what is that? Like hardcore fans sending money?
I didn't put a high budget.
Right.
I mean, what I'm asking for
It's not the Kevin Hart budget.
is nowhere near what like a special that you shot on Comedy Central will cost.
No, absolutely not. No,
Even my
you don't need that.
But
if you're
even-
a good comedian, especially.
But I've had people shitting on my GoFundMe saying, why you need that much money to shoot a special? And I'm like, dude, I'm asking for 1/10 of what a normal...
They have no idea what it
They
takes.
think you just turn a camera on and film it with your
Like,
phone.
look at the last one we did. Like, quite frankly, they need the stage. They need that many lights, that many angles of me telling a joke about going to Albany and getting fucking laid, or trying to get laid in the pizzeria. I mean, honestly, it's so like
Your mic just cut out.
Yeah, maybe. Here's the thing.
that thing being a wire. Oh,
Now he's
fixed.
back
Yeah,
on.
not fixed. Yeah,
What was that?
maybe we'll duct tape that thing. I'll sit over here for the 4th hour. No,
It went out again. Motherfucker. Is it this?
that's probably it. Yeah. See if this works. I like when we're back to the oldies. I feel like Chris Cotton's here. But no, they don't. You know, you're so right, Joe. They don't know what it takes to to produce. I said, it costs a little bit of money. What the fuck?
Well, it's like you want to say you can't sell a special to a TV network if yours doesn't look like all close to what all the other ones look like.
Yeah, no, and you know, it's so funny. Jack and Coke was an example where we shot it first, and then I sold it to Comedy Central. And Stench of Failure is an example where it was there all the time. And I got to tell you, what do you think I made more money on, Jack and Coke, or not counting sales up front? Up front. What do you?
Front money.
Yeah.
Well, you should have made
Well,
more
no, well,
money
I-
on
you're-
Jack and Coke, I would think, because you shot it yourself, and
then
if
sold it.
if you were able to cut corners
But
on the
sh-
production.
right? Exactly. I was. Remember that shoot. You'd think Doug Goodstein and Scott DePace, who I love to death. They're great people, but I'm like, what are we shooting? Jurassic Park? I mean, there was crane.
Did
in
that
the
have jib
corner.
cameras?
Jibs.
You had the jibs.
It had. Well, there were, some of them were white. Talking about the cameraman. Some were white. African American. No,
I'm curious.
I did. No, there were. Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
curious what you spent on Jack and Coke.
Okay, okay, fuck that. That's a better question. Give me the budget on Jack and
Well,
Coke.
can we go through this? Let's think.
Sure.
Well, because some people, there's some of the highest costs people don't realize are like, just for instance, filling the audience.
Right.
Because you don't. A lot of
I
these.
don't have that problem.
Well, yeah. But sometimes what happens is the people think, oh, just fill the audience with your fans. I'm like, well, lots of times venues make you shoot your special on a fucking Monday.
Right.
You know, it's not easy to get 1,000 people to come out on a Monday.
1,000 people.
I mean, depending where you're shooting it. Some people shoot it in a theater that seats 1,000 people.
Right, but you're not.
I'm not.
I shot
mine's
at
250.
Jack and Coke was shot at Gotham, which I believe is what, 300? 300.
Yeah, but
300 people.
They cut it way down usually when they shoot.
Well, they did because of the jibs.
The jibs, yeah. You probably had 130 people.
Right. So, and I got paid for that night too, as just for doing a gig.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We did 2 shows.
Yeah.
So, I forget the original question.
You're saying you want me to figure out the budget for
What
your
was the
special.
budget on Jack and Coke? And I'll tell you what I sold it to get to this point.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Did you have to hire someone to fill the audience, or was
no,
that,
I just
you
plugged
sold
that.
it out?
That was a Friday night, though.
It was.
Yeah.
2 shows.
2 shows, they both sold out. I mean, that's when I was selling out. I was on Stern. I was selling
Okay.
out.
So the budget is just to shoot it and edit it. What else is involved in the budget there?
the jibs, the extra.
but
Think
that's
of the
the shoot,
light.
the shoot,
They
I
hired
mean.
lighting people. Yeah, the shoot.
That's what I'm saying. There was
Right.
no other additives on
Well, there was real pro hair and makeup people, like union
Okay,
hair and
that
makeup
adds
people.
up.
There was security, like a cop watching my car.
Did you have to pay to rent Gotham? No, right?
No, that was like a regular gig.
Right.
I got paid. I made $17,000 from a gig
Okay.
because I had a door deal with them.
Well, generally, most specials that you see on TV cost between $100,000 and $150,000.
Right.
That's what their budget usually is on most specials.
That's now you're getting into the stench of failure.
Yeah.
That was that budget.
Okay, so the Comedy Central budget, you had that amazing theater with that amazing backdrop, and you were in a union house theater, so you got to pay everybody union wages.
Insane. It
That has a
looked
high-
great.
Yeah.
It looked great. I love that. I have one of those, but I will never do that again. It's a waste of money.
Okay.
But again, because of Stern, I got paid an exorbitant amount. They overpaid me for
Yeah.
that. God bless them.
I mean, if you were on Howard Stern, if you go back
Stench of
in
failure was not Howard.
I was
though.
going to say, if you go back in time and you're on the Howard Stern show and you know you can plug on every episode of the Howard Stern show,
It's invaluable.
buy Artie's DVD that he just shot,
It's
you could have
invaluable.
made a fucking ton of money.
Well, I made that on Jack and Coke. I did well.
Right.
But I should have done. I still would have rather the other. Well,
So what's the positive of doing it the other way?
is that the fee was that big? I was able to finagle them a really good fee. you know,
okay.
Where, and it's easier. You don't have to watch the sales and shit like you make that much money. The problem is Comedy Central. The deal you sign with them is you'll never make like they put all that shit in there where they could finagle the amount of money you make in the back end and blah blah blah. But you ask for the money up front.
Right.
Jack and Coke, I still get checks.
Comedy Central money's done. You just got a flat fee and it's done. You don't
Yes.
get more.
Yes. Okay, Jack and Coke cost me $80,000.
Okay.
All right.
What about the first special? Do you still get money on that?
It's the whiskey talk.
Yeah.
Yes, because it got resold. It got resold to another media company,
To who?
some porn company in Chatsworth,
They own it outright now?
and they distribute some comics. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like dirty comics. But the thing is, those places are a lot of people feel like stigma attached, but they pay very well.
But do you, if they bought it, do they get all your residuals off of it? Like when they play it on satellite radio? and
They
all that
get
kind of
some,
stuff?
I get some,
Okay, so
Split-
they don't own
split
it.
ownership.
Oh, all right. They own.
and then
pieces.
5 years from now it goes back to me.
I got you.
Right.
Okay.
That was shot 15 years ago. But yeah, so I shot $80,000 was the budget for Jack and Coke. I sold it for $150 to Comedy Central, and so that's and I made $16,000, $17,000. So figure I made $87,000 on the shoot. That's the profit. Okay, with all the sales with Jack and Coke and the deal I had, I ended up grossing to this date probably $300,000. Okay.
I love Artie because he gives the exact numbers.
At this
I'm
point-
afraid to give
at this
exact
point, who
numbers of
cares?
my shit.
Well, at this point, okay, I paid all my taxes. I overpaid taxes. Okay, now compare that to one-time fee, $350,000 for stench of failure. $50,000 more, and I don't have to wait for them to dribble in.
Right.
So in that situation, it's way better. But if I were Louis C.K. or whatever, it's Kevin Hart, who somehow tapped into these audiences, I don't know what I have to do. Yeah, what the fuck? I got to be more gay friendly.
It's hard to know if, well, I don't know this, but you'll know it. With taxes, what's better, to get paid all at once? Do you get taxed higher if you get it all at once, or if you slowly get
yeah,
it?
but not insane. Not insane.
There's a high taxes on those
see, 'cause-
specials.
well, I'm a corporation, so you pay it. You get it all up front. You pay it. You're in a 40% tax bracket, but you look for you write everything off.
Yeah, that's the positive. I'm not incorporated,
you
so
off.
the taxes are different. I wrote you
I
off.
wrote Dan off. I wrote Adrian off. I wrote the robe they gave me off. I wrote Ken Alterman's lunch off. You want something to drink? I'm in the water.
Oh, we can end the pod.
Anybody want a water? Yeah, yeah. I'll sit here and put you a leg, but Dan.
When I get home, it's going to feel like the stench of failure. When I try to crawl into bed at 3:30 a.m. and get up at 7. When Julio's knocking on my door saying, I'm here to paint the basement.
Do you have to leave the house with the kids?
I have to bring my daughter to school, but it's like a minute away.
How old's your daughter?
5. Preschool.
That must be great, though. Your kids, like, and then Luke is how old?
Luke's 9.
Oh my God.
He's in 4th grade. Starts 5th grade next year. Yeah.
Well, you got a good kid, man. Good kid. You can't.
95th percentile in math.
What is he?
He's very good at math. 95th percentile. I said that explains why I'm always getting bills. He has my he.
Tell him on the Comedy Central figures.
What? Tell Luke the Comedy
Now,
Central.
picture what we just said. You know, here's what I want to say. Okay, here's how we'll end this. People talk about People talk about sometimes like comics might be bitter if other comics are doing well. Just think for a second. The numbers me and Joe were just throwing around, you know, here, there, whatever. We've been doing stand up a long time. Joe and I are very good comedians. We're very funny. We're funny people. That's why we're still here, making a living for a long time. I'm talking 300 grand, 200 grand, 80 grand, blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you watch my specials, if you watch any of Joe's specials, I think they're funny as hell. But Joe's last special, we know what we're doing. 350 grand, think of it. Think of the difference between that and $30 million.
Oh, God.
Okay? I'm not saying anything bad about any comic.
Dude, I cleared $8 grand on my special.
Okay, and that's
because of what I paid and what I sold it for. I made
Laughs
there was
per-
an $8,000 difference.
Laughs per dollar. Laughs per dollar, Joe's got the best deal. Laughs per dollar, you're going to get a far better deal with Joe than anybody. But just think 8 grand, whatever. Think of $30 million. And then watch all of our specials. Watch the $30 million product. Watch the $30 million product. And watch the $8,000 product. I guarantee you. One is way better. And I'm not going to tell you which.
I want to know.
Does Joe hear anything I'm saying?
Yes, but I'm curious. Before
Compliments.
because Netflix ramped that all up to these high amounts.
Do you think you're not getting 30 million?
I'm wondering, like, when a comedian did a special before Netflix was around, and it was like a famous guy, like a Chris Rock did an HBO
I
special.
always wondered.
What did it get?
I always wondered that.
What did they get paid for
I don't
something?
know. I've always
It couldn't have been in the
But
millions.
HBO has a lot of money, not according to my salary.
They must have had to give like a guy like George Carlin. He's doing an HBO special, and when it was like when it meant something.
Yeah.
You wonder what they got.
What did Eddie Murphy get for that first one? You know, and stuff like that.
Well, we could ask Richie Tinkin that.
We could ask Charlie Murphy. Oh, it's actually Richard Ticket and Charlie Murphy, same answer, probably.
Well, those were early in their careers, so they might have not been an insane amount. They might have got all back end.
How much do you want? Joe, stop talking. I mean, it's too. I don't want him to stop.
I don't know.
But just think it there. Let's end it.
I'm just thinking of like Liev Schreiber in the Chuck Wepner movie. He did it for scale, but they do it for back end because I know I asked Chuck Wepner on my podcast. I go because it was a.
You thought you said what do they weigh you on?
Well, no, I said, what was the budget on the movie, if you don't mind me asking? And he said $5 million. I said, that's a really low budget for a movie to have Liev Schreiber and Naomi Watts. How'd you get these big actors?
His name, right?
Huh?
You know you mispronounced
It's not Liev?
No, I'm talking about Chuck Webber.
Is it not Liev?
It's Liv, right? Is it Liv?
No, it's Liev. Isn't it Liev?
I think I've always heard it pronounced live,
Live? Like live,
Schreiber.
like,
but I don't.
I thought it was Liev. Live like Liv
Like
Tyler?
to live?
Like Liv Tyler?
Yeah.
But she spells it L. I don't know. I always thought it was Liev. I thought I've
bet
heard it
you're
pronounced
right.
that way.
I bet you're right.
It's
but I hear
that's
Liv.
how it's spelled.
But narrated by Liv. Tonight's guest has been Joe Matarese.
Joe Matarese, Liev
So
Schreiber.
any other plugs? What do you got? Say the go for. You never said go for.
If they want to donate money to the production of my special, they get all. I offer them all kind of cool stuff for donating, so it's not like they just get nothing. They get their name in the credits on screen, and I say it out loud. If you give a certain amount, I'll say your fucking name. I go, I'm going to own this special outright. I'm saying your name on
Want to
stage.
cut that out? How much is it for you to say a person's name?
How much? $200.
How much is it to stop saying it?
$300. I won't say your name. That's
How much
hilarious.
is it to stop dialing my phone number? No, I first of all, the product is good. If you're a fan of you, it's worth it to see. Good night.
See you guys. I love you. If you want to make a donation to my pod, or geez,